roommates, welcome to Case Manager Tips 101. My name is Lucia Garcia and I'm the Rapid Rehousing Case Manager here with Sanctuary of Hope. So the first tip I want to work on today, I know we're all going through a little stressful time and we may be quarantined to our houses and all of a sudden we're realizing we're not really getting along with our roommates. Communication is going to be so key during these times. Hopefully you have a time to actually come sit down with one another and come up with the roommate agreement if you guys haven't already done so. The roommate agreement, it should consist of several things. Who cleans what, when, where in the house it is, and how you want it cleaned. Also, if you get upset, how you want your roommates to approach you. And then also if you guys can have like a communal, I call it a communal communication center, but someplace where you can just leave notes. So if you have to run out the house, when you tell your roommate something, just write them a little note or something, because it may be a little more personal than just a quick little text message. Text messages, they can sometimes take it the wrong way. If you write a note, you can add kind of more clarification than a text message. Second tip, respecting boundaries. Your roommate may not want to hang out with you, and that's totally fine. That is not your fault. But just give them their space. Give them the space they need to kind of do them. That means please don't push any conspiracy theories out on them. Please don't make them, have to agree with what you believe in or else they're wrong. This is not the time for fights like that. We can respect boundaries outside of just physical boundaries, but also making sure that, we're respecting their well-being emotionally, spiritually, mentally, and all that aspect, as well as the unseen boundaries of making sure that we're practicing our daily hygiene. A lot of times we don't realize that stress can be a trigger and cause our body to produce extra smells that may not normally be there. So please make sure, especially while you're quarantined, to shower once a day and to make sure you're cleaning your side of the room or your room or whatever communal areas you can. Please just make sure we practice cleanliness to an extreme. Thank you. Tip number 3, make sure you have some community food and community supplies. Yes, money is tight, but money is tight for everybody. If you guys have your own separate food that only you eat, try to maybe buy 1 or 2 items that can go in the community pile. That way, just in case, your roommates aren't, budgeting their food correctly, they have a little extra stash, so they don't go into your personal pile. You just want to have like that kind of buffer zone. And your roommate should be doing the same thing. They all, again, goes back to communication with the community agreement, but you guys should all kind of be pitching in for community food as well as community supplies. There may be times where, especially if you're quarantined and you can't go to the store as quickly as you think, you have to get some body soap, you have to get some body wash. I know no one wants to share that stuff. So that way if you guys have, hey, there's an extra bottle of this under the sink, they can go straight for that instead of trying to sneak into your bathroom when you're not there and using your stuff. So just have a couple of extra community supplies and a little extra community food on deck. Save you a ton of fights. Okay. Tip number 4. During this time, it's very important to exchange emergency contact information. You don't want something to happen to you, and you don't have any way to notify your family that something happens. You need to share, even if it's not always with your roommate, it's in a drawer someplace that you keep in the kitchen or whatever. Just have your emergency contact information, put your roommate's emergency contact information as well, and make sure they're doing the same. Just so, again, knock on pretend wood, something happens, you guys have a way to really make sure that all your friends and all your family knows what's going on. Okay, guys, the last tip, compromise. During this time, you're not always going to get along. You're not always going to get what you want. Nothing will be done exactly how you want it to be done. There's going to be a give and take, but please be willing to compromise with your roommates. Please be willing to, just during this time, kind of just go back and forth with them in terms of, okay, this time we can do this, but next time can we try it like this? Compromise will save everyone, and that's really the sort of support that all the tips will need, because there's always going to need to be a little room for compromise. And that's it for my Case Manager 101 tips. If you have any questions or even any suggestions yourself, please leave them in the comments below just so we can all help one another. Thank you so much.